to Real Talk Sports. Here's your host, Kevin Tico.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Real Talk Sports, where we talk sports all the time. I'm your host, Kevin Tico. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Remember, don't forget to leave a like if you like the video, or subscribe. That'll give us some help over here. We need some help with our technical support. Yes, here we go. And again, our main topic today, we always like to joke around here at RTS. But our number one topic, we're going to be talking about a few things, but topic number one is going to be the Buffalo Bills. And yes, we're going to get to obviously what the Houston Texans have done so far in 2024 after being lucky apparently to lose the number one pick overall, making it easier to draft CJ Stroud and just clicking it. They get Tank Dell, which I really wanted the Bears to get it with Tank Dell. I mean, even with a second round pick, I probably would have drafted him in the late second round. But I knew he would be a stud, and him and CJ connects, and I like that CJ coming out also. But my point is not about Houston. We'll get there for a minute. For me, I mean, Brandon Beane, I believe that's the Buffalo GM's GM name. And I wish I can speak to him and ask him this question. Did you not know? Did you not know? Or was you not able to see what was coming? What was clear? That Diggs did not want to be a Buffalo Bill anymore. That he wanted out. But yet you keep him. You let the wide receiver free agency pass out. I mean, they had to know about this months ago back. I mean, I seen this, and I'm a Bears fan. I seen this coming months ago. I mean, year and a half ago back. Not this year, but the ending of last year. He was complaining about the ball. And I'm not going to sit here and criticize or even give my opinion on such topic because I didn't watch Buffalo Bill football. I didn't watch enough highlights, and I didn't look into enough in the story or that I should have. I just knew there was no reason for me because I knew once you complain it in a big game like that, and once you see a player kind of throwing actions out there after a loss, and hand actions and gestures and complaining, that's his way of saying, look, this loss ain't on me and I want out. That's him mostly coming from a sports mind of view of things as a player, that you kind of get like, I'm doing this for everyone to know that this ain't my fault. And he put that on, easily letting his opinion, knowing that he wasn't getting the ball enough. Wasn't happy with the play calling or whatnot, but I didn't give my 2 cents enough in watching it to give my 2 cents in my opinion. So I'm not going to talk on that, but it was clear that he wanted out. And this happened at the end of last year, going into this year, and again at the end of the year. He was complaining about not having the ball enough. And here's the moral of the story. GM, you knew that this was coming. If I seen this, and I'm not a Bills fan or GM owner, if I knew this, how did you not know? The point is that you seen this coming, and yet you didn't do anything to have a plan B or plan C, or what if we do gotta trade him, or maybe if we bring some other pieces in here, maybe we can keep him at worst. But yet you let Keenan Allen go for a 4th round pick next year. You let Mike Williams get signed in. You let any decent receiver that was out on the market go. Calvin Ridley would have been nice. But you did nothing. You lose your number one receiver for a 2nd round pick next year, which if I was the Bears and I was Ryan Poles, I probably would have called and looked into that. But in the back of my mind would have been, look, if he wasn't happy in Buffalo getting the ball enough, he's not going to be happy with 2 number 1s in Chicago, and him being kind of like the 3rd number 2 or the 3rd receiver, which will put him at 2. But really, on charts, he would be at 3. Because he's going to want the ball 10 to 15 times a game, and he's going to want it when it counts, and he should. But my point is that how did you not see this coming? You did nothing to help your team this year, and then you go and you say, well, yeah, we obviously know that our team, in some form, he said that it's clear to know that we're not better off after this trade. I get that. Sometimes you making a trade doesn't benefit you and help you this year. Like, for example, the Chicago Bears. They got rid of Fields. It didn't benefit them this year, but they put them in a better situation. But here's the thing. You knew this was coming. You didn't sign Mike Williams. You didn't sign or trade for Keenan Allen. You didn't draft a Tank Dell last year in the 3rd round or 2nd round. You didn't get a Rasheed Johnson. You did nothing. And now you sit with a high draft pick. And listen, you might say, well, Brendan Thomas is going to be there. And here, Brendan Thomas is not going to be there. Keon Coleman is not going to be there. Someone might be there, and they can pan out to be good. But you have gave nothing to help that receiver now. Because say they trade to 10, and they get a Doomsday, or they trade with the Bears, and they get a whoever. Say Marvin Harris. Let's just throw it out there. They give up everything and get Marvin Harris. You have nothing to help him. They should have been prepared. My argument being is that they should have been prepared for this because the world seemed coming. And whoever is shocked by this trade, I was shocked of the timing of the trade. I was shocked that it didn't happen earlier. Topic number 2, congratulations, Houston Texans. Boy, did you guys pull off a move in the first week of April when this does not happen. They not only get Nixon, the running back from Cincinnati, who was just a beast. He's just a beast, and he runs in cold weather. Now you're putting him indoor. He's a beast. Not only you got Tank Dell, who had, I believe, 49 catches, but had like 600 yards or 700 yards. He had 7 touchdown passes. Now you put him in the slot and you have a true number 1, a top 10 wide receiver in Diggs that's going to get you 110 balls. To put him with CJ, you see, this is smart ownership. They seen the opportunity, read the opportunity, something special with the quarterback, and they attacked. They pointed all arrows in the sky, and they shot. And now the arrows are in the air, and they're going to land. And it might land them a spot to the Super Bowl. Because if there's anyone that's going to be able to put up any competition, we know that Buffalo have it with Josh Allen and Diggs. They're not going to now. And that was 4 years. 4 years of a wasted team that were seconds away from a Super Bowl, defensive player away from a Super Bowl. My opinion is, and I'm just saying this, anyone's a little smarter than them runs that franchise, and they at least win 1 Super Bowl. Wasted opportunity. But back to Houston, they're doing the complete opposite and not wasting the opportunity they have. They now have multiple weapons on the offense at the running back, wide receiver. They got a great slot receiver that can just run downfield. They have Diggs that can go up and get it. They have players now. They get the Hunter from the Minnesota Vikings, led the NFL last year in sacks, I believe. He had 16 or 16 and a half. They go alongside with Will Anderson. I mean, wow. And the Bears are in that spot, which leads me to my topic number 3. There's another team seizing the moment. They make a trade, get Darnell Mooney, get the 2nd round pick, swap 1 for 9, a 1st round next year, and a 2nd round the year after that. DJ Moore is what I thought he would be. Still hasn't had a top 10 quarterback or a top 15 quarterback. Puts up insane numbers. They have the number 1 pick, which is Caleb Williams, and it's a pretty much locked deal. Caleb Williams is not meeting with anyone else. As of right now, he has no schedule, no planned schedule to meet with any other NFL teams after meeting with the Bears and spending a day with the Bears before his 30 visit. The Bears using a top 30 visit on him. He's a Chicago Bear. And I wouldn't be surprised that as soon as it's legal for them, it might be now, to say, hey, this is kind of what we want to do this year on the playbook, take it home. The moment they're allowed to do that, if not already, they are going to do that. Because Caleb Williams is going to be wearing a Chicago Bear jersey. Which topic number 4? What number is it going to be? Unless you don't know, Keon Allen wears number 13 and Caleb Williams wears number 13. But in college, I believe Caleb Williams was wearing number 18 in high school. And I wouldn't be surprised if he, submits and goes to 18. And then, after Keenan Allen retires and the Bears have a Super Bowl ring, he will wear number 13. But back to the point, there's another team in the Chicago Bears and Ryan Poles seizing the opportunity they have. They land Caleb Williams. That pick is already in. Now you got 9, and here's the wonderful part about the Carolina trade people is that they can trade next year's 2 and still have a first and a second. And Carolina's pick is a good weapon because that's going to be another early pick. And they can go from 9 to 5 or 6 and get a Marvin Harris because here the quarterbacks are going the first 4. It's Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, McCarthy is going to go 4. 5 is going to be Malik Neighbors, I believe, because he just did great at the combine, and Marvin Harris did not speak with the media. No combine, he's getting forgotten, and that's going to happen. Malik Neighbors goes number 5 to San Diego. Number 6, you can argue what the Giants are going to do, but Harris is going to fall where Bears could easily reach him and get him and not give up a lot. Because here's the best part of if the team is sitting at 6 levels of player that they can get at 10, they'll settle for Carolina's second round pick next year, maybe even just your second round pick and a 6. Maybe there's a player they like at 15 and he sees the moment where they can double back. The Bears can have a offseason where they acquire Keenan Allen, Caleb Williams, and acquiring a top 10 safety in the NFL, a top 5 safety in the NFL to replace Eddie Jackson, which is cheaper, better, and younger. And they also get a Marvin Harris, a Doomsday, a Malik Neighbors. I believe a Keon Coleman, Brendan Thomas right now is a 3rd receiver. Ooh, Keon Coleman can go up and get him. Yeah, he ran a 4.6. But here's the thing, he was the fastest player on the field at the combine when he was doing the drills at 20-some miles an hour, just under 21 miles an hour. He's got game speed, and he can go up and get him. And here's the thing, the Bears are just sitting in a great opportunity. And here's the thing, say they sit at 9 and a receiver falls there, whatever they do at 9. They still, if they're a player away at the trading deadline, they can still acquire that player because they do have a second-round pick. An extra second. They can give up 2 2s. They can give up a second and still have a first. Or get 2 2s and get a lights out player at the edge. The Bears can do whatever they want. Again, that's when a franchise is smart to seize the opportunity. Buffalo seen their opportunity. They went after Diggs, seized it, didn't really do enough. The last year and a half, I would say they had to see it was desperate mode, that these signs were coming, like I said, and yet they didn't do enough. They should have went all in this year. They should have solved the problem with Diggs, but since they didn't, he should have prepared better for this opportunity. Now you're heading into the draft. You don't have a receiver. You're picking 28. Xavier Worthy is not going to cut it. Brendan Thomas is not going to be there. Keon Coleman is not going to be there. You might get a Mitchell, A.D. Mitchell. But that's not Diggs. And there should have been a leader wide receiver, someone more experienced. Unless they have that, let me know. That's going to get them 85 balls, 75 to 85 footballs without a problem. They should have went after Calvin Ridley, or they should have done something last year in the draft, like get a Tank Dell, someone later in the round, someone they already would have had a year and a half under Diggs. They knew anyways when his contract's up, he ain't resigning. So they should have started to